Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing well and in high spirits. Thank you so much for being here. Watch for your Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, okay? Any part that you feel called to. This is a timeless reading. Anytime you come across it and it resonates, it's for you. Anytime you want to listen back, okay? Please remember that you only need to take what resonates. If something is negative or confusing, that's a good sign it's not for you at this time, and you can cancel, clear, or reject that information. The only way to book personal readings with us is by emailing frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. That's the only way, right? Again, the only way. So if somebody's reaching out to you or like soliciting or asking you for money like that, like right off and stuff, that's not honest. So watch out for that, okay? We set the intention for high vibrational truth. We give gratitude and thanks to all energies and facets of Source who are present to assist this reading space. Thank you so much to all for being here, for helping out, and please help me to stay centered in my higher self and heart space so that I may clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine messages imparted to me in these tools. Thank you so much. And really not helping out, but for being here to give these messages. Okay. Cancer, what is your main energy and focus right now at the time that you're seeing this video? What is your main energy and focus? Whoa. Could be around travel, movement, making a big move, where you're going to move to next. You could be feeling like you're closing out a cycle here or moving from one cycle to another, one cycle to the next, okay? You could be also focused on being safe, protected, selective, okay? Focusing on, travel, journeys and trip may really be in focus here. Choosing, who you let into your space and keeping a distance, a safe distance between yourself and those around you, okay? Clarify the current focus and energy for Cancer, please and thank you. There's a slight focus on celebration. You could be leaving some feminine family members behind here or old friendships. You could just kind of be moving forwards from some old connections here or ways of doing something. It's still there, but it might not be your complete focus at the moment, okay? I'm really noticing this Page of Wands, which is the card of journeying, adventure, minimalistic, even creative, healing, just travel, this kind of an energy, new passions. Very cool energy for you, Cancer. Very nomadic or travel based, or again, making movement, just feeling newly inspired, looking at new stuff here. All right. Well, that about sums it up. What is your current challenge, Cancer? Could be around those friends or those feminine energies. What is your main challenge currently, Cancer? Please and thank you. Could be trusting yourself emotionally here, trusting the choices that you make because you've got options emotionally. I feel like your emotional world, there's some challenges there, and it's mostly about trusting yourself. It's not even like knowing that you know what's best for you regardless of what anybody has to say about it, or even like who has to say something about it. Because sometimes the people that have something to feel or say about it, they could be people that you really put a lot of weight on, like how they think or feel. But it's also making a choice here. There could just be a challenge around, what direction that you're wanting to choose. Making sure that you really do have emotional clarity, because it could be blurry sometimes. Anything to clarify this challenge with? You could be really wanting to also stay free of toxic situations or heavy energy or repetitive energy. Anything that could lead to any kind of habits or addictions or, getting back into cycles. You don't want to really be bound, I don't think. I don't think you want to feel bound to something here. You don't want to feel trapped. So that could also be something like you could be worried that if you make a selection and you feel like it's clear, like what if it ends up leading you to something you didn't expect and somebody is binding you or something here. There could be a little bit of that debate or that energy that is a worry. It could also be a challenge to unbind yourself from, you know, something that you feel tied down into. It could be connected to these friends or these family members or the energy of celebration, or it could be something else entirely. The devil can represent hard work. It can represent work in general. It can represent, you know, toxicity or sex. It can represent, I mean, again, this is for us. It's different for everyone how they read, but it can represent a lot of different things. I feel here the big word is just being bound, okay? We can even be bound to our habits or our addictions or our comforts or what we think we are or like, you know. And if you're starting a new cycle here, Cancer, then who you are and what you like, you know, it might be changing. Some of that can just be enhanced or be the same, but there's some aspects that can change, right? I'm feeling a really cool energy on the back of my neck here, like icy. It's like icy cold, but not cold. It's like icy, like mint almost, which is interesting. Maybe that's something that helps you, like Vicks or something, or like to breathe in, or to put that on your muscles. I don't know, or for clarity. Maybe there's like some kind of a rub, like a balm or something that can help you for clarity. Okay, so what is your advice in dealing with these energies, challenges, and beyond, Cancer? Please and thank you. What is your advice? Please and thank you. Interesting advice. Okay. 10 of Wands fell on the ground, which to me is like putting something down. 10 of Wands can represent hard work. Or it could say, put trying to force finishing a project down for now, pick it back up later. But I feel like it's putting down burden. I feel a lot of your advice is actually connected to this 3 of Cups. Now this 3 of Cups, I do feel here it's like family members, feminine, or friends, but it can be people or activities of joy and celebration that are somehow connected to victim mentality or a negative mentality, a poor emotional state, or just there could be poverty here, hard times with finances, hard times with the material world. Okay? This is almost like a reassurance, even though it's in your advice, letting you know that it might be slow moving, but first of all, these people are going to be just fine. They've got stuff here. It might come in its own time, but they've got stuff here that will come in for them. Okay? That's solid and dependable and will help them. You can release some of this burden and you can move on for yourself. You don't need to worry so much about them, or spend your energy so hard in that place. It's okay to move away or move forwards or move on from this. Okay? They're going to be taken care of. You know, they do things in their own pace, in their own time. I'm getting family energy here again, or people you've known a long time or you feel like family with. What is the 6 of Cups here? Why is this here? Especially for advice for Cancer, please and thank you. Why is the Six of Cups here? So she has advice for Cancer. This is interesting. Six of Cups for me is usually about giving and receiving love. Gifts even, but emotional gifts. Even somebody whose love language is gifts. And it's always, for me, it's really connected to, I've heard different things. Like when I was learning tarot, like I was like hearing that you shouldn't attach the same meaning to the cards into a new reading. That every new reading, it should be a fresh palette, right? And I kind of feel that. But then at the same time, I still ascribe meanings to the cards, you know, and sometimes those meanings transform. But most usually, Six of Cups is connected to the childhood for me, connected to the way we give and receive love, our complexes around giving and receiving love, you know, in connection to our upbringing or in connection to our early youth and early days and how that went for us. It's interesting to see this in, you know, it's either about, you know, you receiving love or you receiving a gift and like feeling okay about that, trying to find some peace with that, focusing on, you know, what you're getting, or it's about, you know, your emotions, your own like self-love here, or the way you receive things is far more valuable at this time than carrying some burden or holding yourself back for certain energies or something here. It's a little bit hard to decipher. But I do know that you've got this advice here to be open to, or to focus on the way you give and receive love and emotions, and to focus on maybe, you know, healing that energy, or not even healing it. It's not even so much that it needs to be healed, but just really paying attention to that. With the Sun here, kind of clarifying that, I feel like there's almost like a deep healing going on for Cancer, like back into, you know, again, like childhood energy, like something, a complex or a pain or insecurity or something that was tough emotionally. You're almost being relieved of this. You could be learning something about your boundaries too. Maybe this is like something that's just kind of clicking, but and it could be clicking because you're finally learning how to set boundaries for yourself and for your own well-being and what's healthy for you, and to put aside all these negative emotions to do this in a way, or to accept them to do this. And that's helping you understand others' boundaries better. But I just feel a lot of clarity, a lot of renewal that's here with this giving and receiving love. And also with you kind of moving on from these kind of scarcity vibed situations and people. It's like setting yourself free and allowing yourself to be given to. You know, setting yourself free of something that worries you or stresses you or guilts you or limits you. You know, like it can be something like this. Anything else to add to this advice for Cancer? Okay, let's just look at if there's anything for Cancer that you should know that you're not fully aware of right now. You know, that it's not fully conscious for you right now. Because we always know everything in us, but sometimes it's not pulled up into the consciousness, you know, into the light yet, which is consciousness ultimately. So it's just not seen. So is there anything that Cancer doesn't see right now that they should know about? What's this? That's Leo energy, strength. You are stronger than you know. Fire energy. Ooh, fire energy. Whoa. Dealing with fire energy. You've got somebody here who's more, somebody's noble, somebody's strong, and somebody's pretty balanced. I actually feel like that's you. That's your energy. I feel like you are so strong. I feel like you have stronger willpower than you used to. You're calmer than you used to be somehow. You're dealing, though, with an energy here that is almost youthful in a way, chasing after you in a way, wants to present as this, you know, leader or this kind of high up, but they're almost like an angsty, like, teen at heart, or they're just very, like, not angsty, but they're very, like, excited. They're ready, like, to go after, and they're a bit more disorganized or unplanned or not as well thought out, or not everything is taken care of in a way as or as polished as what you may be or have or do, you know. They're also somebody, if you're dealing with a fire energy here or a very passionate person, that is not going to be controlled, you know. Definitely not going to be controlled. But I think Cancer, you know, it's good to remember that you don't need to control somebody else. The control you actually seek in the end is actually of your own world, your own life, your own whims and self, and making a peaceful balance with that. It's not really the things outside of you anyways, even though it could feel like it is sometimes. But I definitely think someone here is a bit more haphazard than they're presenting. And that's not bad, okay? But there's more that meets the eye with someone here. They're not as mature as you in certain ways, but they're definitely passionate. Anything else to say about this for what Cancer should know? Please and thank you. Oh, you got something way out in the future on the floor here. I feel like you're dealing with somebody here, or you're able to heal something emotionally here, or to fall in love here, or to get new beginnings that make you feel in love. I mean, you've got the World, which is the completion. The Fool is the beginning. So you should know you're headed towards the beginning after completion. Somebody could help you usher that in. What are you confused about, Cancer, or indecisive about? What are you indecisive about here, Cancer? Please and thank you. Wow, you've got a lot falling out on the floor. I feel like the floor is usually stuff that is buried beneath, which is what we're looking at right now, but stuff we don't want to look at, or we don't know is there, we don't know is coming, stuff we're burying. And you've got a lot coming out on the side, on the floor in the future position. Not convinced, maybe. If something is actually in balance or balanced or reasonable, logical, if there's really strong communication or organization, or if somebody's really all there, you know, if they're really with it, especially mentally, somebody's really got it handled and structured. I do feel like air signs, air energy can be very agreeable to you watching this, Cancer. It doesn't mean that somebody has to be air or something, but it's just when somebody has an air placement in their major 3, or if it's a love situation, their Venus is an air placement, but especially in their major 3, because we're talking more about the way someone is, this can really agree with you. You know, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay. Anything else to say? You don't need to make any rash decisions. Some things just need to play out as they will. One of the most important things you can do is kind of be an opportunist, or recognize the silver lining in every single thing that happens, because there's always something you're learning, gathering, or understanding. When you honor yourself, you feel good, okay? You feel good. And when you don't feel as good, especially when things don't turn out that great, and it's a part of you that knew all along, or, you know, questioned all along. That could be your catchphrase, like, I knew it, you know, but I don't have a grand conclusion for you here, Cancer. But I will tell you the energy overall feels really awesome. One of the best readings I've seen for you guys in a long time, okay? So It's not always easy, these kind of changes and stuff and these new energies, but it is really positive and strong. And something doesn't have to be fit into a box for it to be positive, you know, especially like when it comes to connections and stuff. Sometimes it's just there to teach you something in the moment, even if that's not what you think you know, are looking for. I will just grab one card because I feel like you guys are dealing with someone, which wouldn't surprise me. My mom is a Cancer, so I mean, I know people who are Cancers. Friends are Cancers, and they're always, you know, these days they're all dealing with someone, so that wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. Yeah, trust, which is one of the big ones for a lot of Cancer energy, right? That can be challenging. And just because you trust and have gotten burned before doesn't mean you shouldn't have trusted, you know? It doesn't help anything to not really in the end. It's different than having good judgment. Trusting is just kind of trusting the universe to do what it does. But this situation is calling for you to have faith, for it to go as it needs to go. Somebody's really into you, okay? Let's put it that way. Somebody's really into you. This person can be a multitasker as well. I'm just really noticing this image. He's got this wand here. Like, he's like, what is he doing? Like, he's hugging her and he's super focused on her, but he's like telling somebody to back off or doing like the Patronus spell behind her back here. Multitasking. Interesting. All right, you guys, that's what we have for you. Sending you a lot of love, Cancer, and take care.